the moment that people start getting killed by wolves in America.
Can you guess what clips we have in store for you today? From wolves that shred their prey into pieces, to the ones who were found cuddling with humans. You're about to have a pretty straightforward opinion about wolves. Let's get started. Number 1, the hunting pack. Meet Donnie Vincent, the man who likes to explore and film the wild. Boy, did he have some crazy stories for Rogan? In this episode, Vincent talks of being surrounded by a hunting pack of wolves and being lucky he got away.
I got surrounded by a pack of wolves in the Arctic with the crew, and it filmed really beautifully. And it was one of the most remarkable engagements I've ever had in the wilderness.
And what does Rogan decide to bring up? The fact that some people have eaten wolves after hunting. Vincent hasn't, but I wonder who that guy was. Number 2, the crazy story. If you're looking for a crazy wolf story, this is the one you need to hear. In the 1395th episode, Rogan asked about Glenn Villeneuve's experience with the wolf. The TV personality started telling about how he saw a pack of 20 wolves feasting on a carcass about 400 yards away from his cabin. So, he took out his camera and a rifle as backup to shoot the entire scene.
Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
Suddenly, the wolf stopped midway, looked at the man, and moved slowly toward him. The man stood in his spot 100 yards away, determined not to move. But then he knew he had to run back. Just as he did, the entire pack, about 20 wolves, started galloping towards him. Luckily, the man went inside right in time. Rogan couldn't speak out of shock. I don't blame him. Number 3, the hopping. Rogan holds a sweet spot for wolves and their tactics. This clip is proof of that. Rogan invited the famous comedian Brian Cald to the Joe Rogan Experience in the 2017 episode. The duo were chatting about wolves when Rogan remembered a shocking incident, and he had just the clip to show while talking. A wolf jumps over a 6-foot fence to go on a hunt for the chicken. Rogan was delightfully surprised, to say the least. Number 4, the wolf sanctuary. Have you ever seen a wolf sanctuary before? Rogan is here to show you one. This is the 92nd episode of the Joe Rogan Experience MMA show. Seated with Rogan is Angela Hill, an American Thai boxer. Somehow, their conversation drifted off to the conditions of a wolf sanctuary. People who think wolves can be good pets end up sending them here after the beast has shredded their house. Rogan made it a point to mock these people and claimed how depressing such places can become for the wolf. He then went on to show this clip that kind of proved his point. A small pen with tens of wolves. Yeah, he was right about the depressing part. Number 5, the super PAC. This story will send a shiver down your spine. From the 1997th episode, Joe Rogan invited Cameron Hanes to his podcast. The duo was talking about the deadly nature of a wolf when they are in pack. Rogan found the perfect story to give substance to this discussion.
Look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that it's rare. I think it's rare that we find out about it.
How many wolves did that? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
I want to know how many wolves. If there was 19, what, you got 50 wolves up there? You got 100 wolves? Like, are there fucking super packs up there that we don't know about?
Do you see that line of 17 elks? A pack of 9 wolves did that? Rogan was just as surprised as you are, blaming some secret super pack of 50 to 100 wolves for the massacre. What do you make of it? Number 6, the porcupine meal. You'd be surprised at the kind of meals a wolf is willing to eat. Rogan definitely was. Rogan was seated with John Dudley in the podcast in the 1181st episode. Rogan quickly pulled up his Instagram feed and showed Dudley this picture of a dead porcupine with its quills sticking out. Apparently, a wolf had gobbled it up. Rogan is bound to be as shocked as he looks right now. Number 7, the wolf eater. Only Rogan can wipe off the smile on a comedian's face. This is the 2503rd episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. The guest is the stand-up comedian Dave Smith. The two were discussing what species of dogs could partner up with wolves if there was such a situation. That gave Rogan enough reason to bring up the Caucasian Shepherd. Look at the excitement on Rogan's face while talking about this dog. Apparently, it can send a pack of wolves running in the opposite direction. Wow. Number 8, wolf on the highway. How do you think Rogan would react if he spots a gigantic wolf? Rogan invited John Reep to the podcast in the 1288th episode. Somehow, the conversation shifted to wolves, and the comedian wasn't cracking jokes anymore. A clip of the gigantic wolf walking on the highway came up. Rogan was quite impressed with the clip, but also scared. He couldn't believe his eyes. According to Rogan, that thing would easily be 130 pounds, quite higher than their normal weight. Number 9, reintroducing wolves to Colorado. Let me introduce you to the man who has eaten wolves for lunch. This is the 1395th episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. In this podcast, Rogan called up Glenn Villeneuve to chat. It was a no-brainer that Rogan was going to ask Villeneuve about his strangest meal. He started talking about his experience, and Rogan couldn't be more horrified. Apparently, you have to boil the wolf meat for a long time for it to be clear of parasites. Forget this man. His family might have a bite or two of the cooked wolf too. Even after listening to such a harrowing story, Rogan still had a few jokes up his sleeve. He even asked if Villeneuve would offer wolf meat to anyone. Turns out Native Americans are a big fan of eating wolves. Would you ever try wolf meat? Number 10, the large pack attack. Bison are the largest land animal in North America, yet a strong wolf pack can also send the big bovines scrambling away in panic. Don't believe me? Watch this. A wolf weighs less than 100 pounds. A bison, on the other hand, weighs nearly 2,000 pounds. The bulky prey is the reason this pack of 25 wolves has gathered to hunt. Usually, they stick to no more than 7 wolves a pack. Coming in big numbers definitely helped out these beasts. First, the bison tried to overwhelm the wolves using their massive weight, but then they got all panicky. The wolves managed to get hold of a young bison and ambushed him. It didn't help that another bison knocked this meal straight into the wolf's mouth. A bad stroke of luck, for sure. Number 11, wolf pack and a coyote. Wolves don't share their food. If anyone tries to step out of line, they will teach them a terrifying lesson. Look at this open carcass. A buffet for everyone? No, not for the coyotes. When a pair comes sniffing, hoping to get a few bites from the meal, the wolf pack springs into motion. They were already done with the meal, but not everyone was allowed to enjoy it. The coyote senses the wolf pack's anger and sprints into a run with the pack on its tail, but it could only run so far. Seeing its friend become a playful hunt for the wolves, the other coyote bolts from the scene. Nothing but savage. Number 12, dinner time with wolves. Just because wolves find a meal doesn't mean they won't fight for the bigger piece. One wolf had spotted the carcass before the other, but just as he started digging into the meal, another popped up in the scene and dove in despite the first wolf's protest. The two got into a tussle as one snatched the meal from the other.
Wolves have highly developed social skills. They are careful not to injure each other in the tussle.
Although the meal was enough for both, the wolves try to force their authority, especially while sharing meals. Let's look at a few ferocious wolf packs now and get your reactions rolling in. Number 13, outsmarted by the prey. Have you ever seen a wolf pack hunt and fail? This is one of those rare times when a single animal managed to outsmart an entire pack. A group of nearly 8 to 10 wolves were spotted sniffing for a trail. Their nose is 1,000 times more sensitive than a human nose. They can tell what was here and when. Soon enough, the alpha picks up a trail and alerts the others. Miles away, they were spotted again, chasing after a hungry elk at the front. The elk was found scurrying away in panic, eventually stumbling upon an icy lake, its only savior. The animal jumped in, managing to keep the wolves at bay. The herd could only stare back helplessly. The elk couldn't stay there for long either, so it waited just long enough to bore the wolf pack. Finding the perfect moment, it planned its escape and bolted out of it. Number 14, polar bear versus wolf. This is an encounter that has never been seen on the internet before. A wolf pack versus a polar bear. Who would you call the predator and who would be the prey? In this scenario, the hungry wolf pack was eager to catch the polar bear. Wolf packs can travel over 1,000 square miles in search of food, but this pack must be terribly hungry to go after a polar bear, the scariest predator of the Arctic. The wolf pack tries a few tricks but fails. Do you think a polar bear can take down a wolf pack if it wants to? Number 15, attack on the dog. This clip will make you put a cage on your pet dog. Usually, a German Shepherd is rarely what you'll see getting hunted by a pack of wolves, but this poor guy somehow found itself right in the middle of a wolf hunt. You can imagine what happened next. Wolves have a bite that's twice as strong as a normal police dog's bite. The German Shepherd never had a chance against those wild beasts. Number 16, the alpha in motion. There's a lot of talk of the alpha when it comes to wolves. But what's all the banter about? Well, this clip is just what you need to see to witness the power of an alpha. The entire pack was spotted dozing under the warm sun. But when the call came, the wolves started running towards their leader, one after the other, in tow. They happily greeted the alpha and turned on their submission switch almost instantly. Yeah, that wolf is definitely flexing its authority. Number 17, the weird pack. Wolf packs tend to vary in the weirdest of ways. You'll rarely know why they have chosen to form such a group. Look at this clip here. It is pretty rare for black wolves to form the majority of the pack, but this one seemed to have defied those expectations. But then you find this mighty pack of 17 wolves. Quite a diverse one too. How do you think they form a pack? Number 18, the light nibble. Humans and wolves barely pass as good friends. Yet, here is a pack that's about to beat those odds. The wolf pack comes up with rather an excited stroll and reluctantly gets near the man sitting on the snow. They come in with their noses first to track what they are dealing with. But after a while, the pack starts to get friendly, even licking the people's face. However, the key for these experts is to be extremely steady and slow. One wrong move, and you'll get bitten like this man right here. Would you have the guts ever to do this in your life? Number 19, Big Wolf Pack. Want to see a wolf pack in action? This pack of 9 wolves was recorded sniffing the ground. They seem to have picked up on a scent trail and are moving along to find the target. Whatever this pack is after, they are in for a scary surprise. I can tell you that at least. Number 20, the Alpha Man. Meet the man who became a wolf. Well, somewhat. This guy has studied wolves, their packs, and their behavior for over 15 years. No one knows wolf language better than him. From his snarls and grunts, he can tell the wolves all they need to know to let him stay in the pack. Oh yes, he is a part of this wolf pack, hunting, eating, and playing with his friends in the group. The question is, if he is the alpha, how long do you bet it took him to make a spot in the pack if he is? Most of all, what would you call it, crazy or unreal? Number 21, the prettiest wolf. This is bound to be the prettiest wolf you'll see today. It might be big if you ask me, but it is also majestically beautiful. The gray wolf howls to call out to the other wolves and then settles down back in the snow. Number 22, after the hare. You'd think a hare would hardly make up a meal for a wolf pack, but sometimes nature is brutal. This pack was spotted chasing a hare at its top speed. Normally, a hare can run at a speed of 38 miles per hour, quite close to a wolf, but its sneaky ability to turn directions in a split second gives it the tiniest bit of advantage against wolves. Sadly, that only works when a wolf or two is in the battle. If an entire pack is chasing a hare, it will take the wolves a couple of minutes at most to overpower it. No, wait. Either straight to ripping and shredding. Talk about ferociousness.
The lead wolves keep up the pace. Others run on either side, so the hare can't change direction.
Number 23, Grizzly and the Wolves. Bears and wolves are sworn enemies, often found fighting for the same carcass. Who would win this battle for the meal? A bear can gobble up 40 pounds in a single sitting. There is no point in waiting for this one out. The wolves have to make a move, otherwise there would be nothing left for them. So, what do? Try to lure the bear away. The bear is all alone. The bear knows he would have to put up a strong battle against this pack of 10 wolves. Prowl. Intimidated by the pack, it picks up what it can and bolts, but not without the wolves making a statement. It is their carcass.
This mother bear has been waiting months for this moment. Competition is fierce for these first salmon, even between the mother and her own cubs.
Number 24, Lone Wolf on a Hunt. A caribou is a much bigger animal than a wolf, about twice the size, but seeing a herd of them out in the wild can make any hungry wolf go after the big prize, even if the wolf is acting all on its own. The beast sniffs out its target, looking for the weak link in the panic group. Once it spots its meal, the wolf is out and running, right after its prey. The battle starts with the wolf aiming for the caribou's hoof, trying to bring it to the ground. The prey puts up a fierce struggle, dragging the wolf along with it, but the wolf has a powerful bite, about 6 times stronger than a human. It is not about to let go of its meal that easily. Soon enough, the wolf finds a sweet chance, goes for the neck, and down comes the caribou. That was an intense battle, no? Number 25, the Sixth Sense. Only a wolf pack would be gutsy enough to go after an adult bull. These guys weigh nearly 2,000 pounds, yet this pack was spotted diving straight into the action. Then, something strange happened. The wolves ditched their hunt on this pack and started running in the opposite direction. Even the bulls were confused. The wolves ran for miles, found another bull waiting by a pond, alone and scared. But instead of pouncing, they sat down, drank water, and didn't touch the bull for hours. The filmmaker came the next day to find the wolves munching on their meal. They must have sensed from miles away that this bull would soon die. Insane.
The wolves just seem to be focused on the older bull, like they're waiting for something to happen. I'll come back in the morning to see if the wolves are still here. Wolves must have sensed something wrong with this old bull. that I couldn't see.
Number 26, the sibling interaction. Animals have siblings too, and they are just as annoying as yours. Look at this brother-sister duo in the wild. No matter how much the sister wolf snarls, the brother wolf doesn't back down. Ultimately, the sister is forced to leave her spot. That sounds about right. Number 27, the rogue intruder. The wild is pure chaos. If you have any doubts, take a look at this clip. This pack of wolves was busy guarding their pups, babies not even a month old and being carried around by their mother. Suddenly, a female intruder enters the scene and attacks the pack. She is here for the wolf pup, but the pack manages to steer away the attacker, dragging her far away from the baby. They must know her or would have killed her within minutes. In a walk of shame, the female attacker walks away.
The attacker tries to squeeze past Blackspot. They must pull her out, or she will kill the pups. Maybe they know her, or else they would have killed her by now. The pups are safe.
Number 28, the unexpected friendship. Believe it or not, wolves and ravens are besties in the wild. Experts were startled to find that ravens were spotted about 99% of the time, feeding on the same carcass as the wolves. These birds are the only animals with whom they are willing to share their hunt. Apparently, the raven's calls help the wolves track down their prey. Now, that's new. Number 29, a feast of dogs. Guard dogs aren't small creatures, but they are nothing in front of a pack of hungry wolves. These boys tried to defend their territory, but the group of glinting eyes eventually overpowered the dogs. Instant kill and eat. Quite a quick meal, if you ask me. Number 30, the smiling wolf. How many times have you seen a wolf smile? Rarely, right? Look at this big beast here, acting all wholesome. The key? A simple belly rub, apparently. This guy looks friendlier than most people's dogs, but I still don't suggest you pull off this quirky move with a wolf.
I love your smile.
Number 31, into the water. Did you know wolves could swim, but not all of them, especially not young pups? This mother decided to swim back and take the pups back to safety. Number 32, a planned rampage. Sheep are probably the easiest meals for wolves. Check this clip out. A pair of wolves had stumbled upon a lonesome shed. They were smart. They had sniffed out their target and waited till nightfall to launch their attack. Just as the moon rose, the wolves hopped into the shed and pounced on the sheep straight for the neck. One wasn't enough for this hungry pair, so they went after another, taking it down while the animal could only wail in helplessness. With that snarly look in action, even I would be scared. Number 33, the beast up close. This is probably the only time you'll see a wolf up this close. The mighty big wolf walks out of its tiny cave, howls for a second, and then gets out like it didn't send a wave of fear down your spine. Look at him walking. He knows he is the alpha out here. I don't know about you, but this guy stared deep into my soul. Number 34, the bizarre attack. The last place you'd expect a wolf invasion is at a traffic stop, but anything can happen in Russia. This police officer pulled a car to the side, only for a pack of wolves to interrupt the interrogation. In utter panic, the officer opens the door and shields himself inside the car. The wolf pack comes running, close to 10 angry wolves. After making a short appearance, they were off. Number 35, the friendly pair. Who says wolves are dangerous animals? Look at this pair who will make you doubt the typical ferociousness of the wolf. Imagine a wolf licking and stomping down on your head. I bet you can't, but this lad lives in that imagination. Number 36, dangerously close. This man had set up camp to study wolves. Little did he know that he would end up straight in the middle of the pack. One young pup came up to get a bit comfortable with the man. He started to play a bit with the wolf too, but then he got a bit distracted. An entire pack had come in to see what was going on at the site. That's when the filmmaker knew that he had to turn on his vigilant switch.
I just have to hold my nerve. Scruffy.
Number 37, the gang war, the battle of the wolves. It is not every day that you see this kind of thing, do you? A pack of 15 on one end and a group of 9 on the other. One howl later, both packs dive straight into the action. The fight has started with the wolves going straight for the leader. The pack of 9 found their leader defeated and were immediately scattered into bits. The pack of 15 takes the proud win and scares away the others into exile. After all, numbers are everything comes to wolves. Number 38, the witty plant. An open carcass, 2 wolves, wolves and agree. Would you believe me if I say only 1 in 10 wolf hunts are successful? This footage shows a wolf pack of over 10 wolves going after a herd of elks. The prey has the slight advantage of moving faster in the deep snow, but that doesn't stop the wolves from separating and hunting the weak link. A friend helps out the target by distracting the wolf pack and breaking them into 2 parties. Just as the pack splits, both the elks find a way to escape from the wolves.
But it's got away. Another wolf is chasing the stag that ran by them earlier. Only 1 in 10 wolf hunts is successful.
Number 40, the massive wolf. If there's one thing I can say with certainty, it is that this might be the biggest wolf caught on camera. This one seems to be going after a dog. Quite an unfair battle if you ask me. What do you think? Have you seen a bigger wolf than this beast right here? That's all, folks. Which of these wolves was your favorite? Do you think wolves can be a human's good friend? Did any of these intense hunting clips give you goosebumps? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.